NBA scandal. That's what you heard. The league may be about to face one of its biggest controversies. Lakers' last game is under investigation and has referees being accused of stealing in the hard face. Will the NBA hide it under the rug or finally take action? And in the meantime, Goodwin and Jemison may be on the way to reinforce the cast. What does this mean to the Lakers in the final stretch of the season? Stay until the end because this news will explode. And let's go to today's news. But first, just check it out if you are already subscribed to the channel, because the next videos will be a series of content that will help you stay informed about everything related to Lakers. Activates the notification bell and select the option All. Done that, we will send everything last minute to leave the backstage Lakers. Lakers fans, we have a goal of likes to hit this 160 likes video. In the last video, we hit the goal in less than an hour. Proof that it is Lakers fans root and leave the like for us to hit this goal soon. The recent defeat of the Los Angeles Lakers to Brooklyn Nets by 111 to 108 at Barclays Center left a bitter taste not only for the minimal difference on the score, but for the controversial referee decisions that marked the match. Luka Doncic, visibly frustrated, expressed his discontent with the conduct of the game, especially after an incident in which Nick Claxton pushed him before referee John Goebel without any foul. During the game, Doncic frequently expressed his dissatisfaction with arbitration, culminating at the moment Claxton clearly pushed him in the sight of Goebel in the second quarter. This bid quickly gained prominence on social networks, raising questions about the impartiality of arbitration. The disparity in free throws also caught the eye. The Lakers had only 2 free throws in the first half, while the Nets charged 16. This difference accentuated the feeling of injustice between players and fans. Coach J.J. Redick spared no criticism of his team, pointing out flaws in communication and the execution of the plays. He highlighted the 16 offensive rebounds given to the Nets and the throws of 3 points unchecked as crucial factors for defeat. Doncic, despite registering a triple-double with 22 points, 12 rebounds, and 12 assists, had a below-expected utilization, hitting only 8 of 26 throws. Austin Reeves also faced difficulties, contributing 17 points, but with a use of 3 and 14 in the throws. With LeBron James away from an injury, responsibility is even more about Doncic and Reeves to lead the team and avoid a fall in the classification. The next match against Milwaukee Bucks will be a significant test for Lakers, who seek to rediscover the path of victories. Parallel to the questions on the court, Lakers are active in the market to reinforce their cast. Jordan Goodwin, known for his aggressive defense and ability to move the ball, recently signed a 2-way contract with the team. His trajectory includes tickets to Washington Wizards and Phoenix Suns, as well as a brief stay at Brooklyn Nets. Trey Jemison, a 2.07m pivot, also joined Lakers with a 2-way contract. After not being drafted in 2023, Jemison had stints at Washington Wizards and Memphis Grizzlies, showing potential in his performances. These additions aim to supply gaps in the cast, especially with recent injuries that shook Lake's rotation. Goodwin and Jemison is expected to contribute significantly to the search for stability and consistency of the team at this crucial stage of the season. NBA arbitration has been the target of heated debates, especially after incidents that raised doubts about the impartiality and competence of the officers. The league has already opened investigations against referees in previous situations, seeking to maintain the integrity of the game. For the Lakers, every game going forward will be crucial. The team needs not only to overcome the challenges imposed by opponents, but also to focus on possible external adversities, such as questionable arbitration decisions. The union of the group and the ability to adapt will be fundamental to achieve the objectives set at the beginning of the season. The always passionate and demanding crowd expects players to respond to expectations and show resilience. Confidence in the cast remains, but it is essential that the results on the court reflect the potential that everyone knows that the team has. Meanwhile, debates on the quality of the alloy arbitration continue. It is essential that the NBA takes steps to ensure that the games are decided on the performance of athletes and not by errors or omissions of the officers. Transparency and responsibility are essential pillars to maintain the credibility of the sport. In the midst of these challenges, the Lakers follow their journey, aware that each match is an opportunity to reaffirm their greatness and tradition. The road may be arduous, but the determination and spirit of struggle have always been registered marks of the franchise. With the recovery of key players and the integration of new reinforcements, there is hope that the team will find their ideal pace. The season still reserves many chapters, and Lakers are determined to write a success story. The next game sequence will be decisive for team claims. Facing direct opponents and overcoming internal obstacles will require maximum concentration and full delivery of each cast member. Veterans' leadership like LeBron James, coupled with the energy of young talents, can be the perfect combination of leveraging the Lakers towards playoffs. Experience and youth, when well balanced, become an irresistible force. Outside the courts, the fan community continues to play a vital role. Unconditional support and positive pressure from the stands and social networks serve as fuel for athletes. It is undeniable that the season has been a roller coaster of emotions. And now comes the big question that no one wants to talk about, but who is hanging over the head of every Lakers fan? Does the NBA really want to see this champion team again? Or are hidden forces inside the league maneuvering behind the scenes to make the way the team difficult? Because let's face it, what has happened in the last games is not normal. It is not a simple coincidence. These are mistakes behind mistakes that always, somehow, hurt Lakers at the most crucial moments. And if you think this is just another conspiracy theory, it is better to think again, because when patterns are repeated so often, we need to open our eyes. Numbers do not lie, and free throws show an absurd difference that cannot be ignored. In the match against the Nets, there were only 2 free moves for the Lakers in the first half against 16 of the opponents. How is such a big difference possible? We are talking about a team that has LeBron James and Anthony Davis attacking the carboy all the time, suffering contact, and yet the arbitration refuses to whistle. Do you really think this is normal? What is this a simple chance? The problem is not just this game. We have seen this script before. If you come back a few months in time, you will remember that grotesque arbitration error in the game against Celtics, when LeBron suffered a clear foul from Jason Tatum in the last second and no one marked anything. What did the NBA do later? I just said they made a mistake. But so what? The game had already been lost. This is happening again, only now with Luka Doncic. The push he took from Nick Claxton was scandalous, and referee John Goebel was looking straight at the play. And yet, nothing. No foul marked. How can anyone see such a clear and simply ignore a foul? Or rather, why would he ignore? This is the question that no one wants to answer. Are these referees being instructed to control games in any way? Is there an agenda to direct which teams should advance and which one should be harmed? This is an uncomfortable truth, but it needs to be debated. And now comes the most worrying point. If the NBA is really manipulating results or favoring some teams, then the league credibility is at risk. This means that no matter how well a team play, because in the end, the results can be decided behind the scenes. If this continues, we can see something even worse. Frustrated players leaving the league, sponsors starting to question the integrity of the championship, and, in the worst case, fans moving away from basketball. Can you imagine the NBA without the passion of the crowd? Without that feeling that anything can happen? Because if the games are manipulated, there is no surprise. There is no excitement. And speaking of emotion, we need to talk about the Lakers season. Because despite all these difficulties, this team is still fighting. Jordan Goodwin and Trey Jemison are bets to give the cast more consistency and can be the differential at decisive times. Goodwin has a rare defensive talent and may be exactly what Lakers need to neutralize opposing ship owners. Jemison, on the other hand, is that player who can surprise in the carboy and bring a new dynamic to the team. But will they have enough time to fit before playoffs? The problem is that time is running out. The final stretch of the season is coming, and each game is a step for glory or failure. Coach J.J. Redick knows this, so he is pressing his best so that the team finds his best way as soon as possible. But what if the arbitration continues on the way, and if the Lakers are for playoffs only to be eliminated by dubious decisions? Have you ever wondered if, in a semifinal conference game, a grotesque arbitration error end the team's chances? What would you do if you saw your team stolen in front of millions of people without anything being done? So now, it's time to act. Don't wait. Send to 3 WhatsApp contacts that cheer for Lakers too and write, "I'm Lakers fan," that today God will open the right doors for you, for sharing our work and helping us. If the Lakers fan does not comment, if the pressure is not placed on the NBA, nothing will change. The story has proven that when the crowd mobilizes, things happen. Just remember the revolt in the game against Celtics, which forced NBA to at least admit the error. So if we want a fair championship, if we want to see the Lakers fighting for the title without external interference, we need to raise this discussion, because if we are silent, we will only be accepting to be harmed. This season's destination is still open, but one thing is certain: Lakers can't count on anyone but themselves. LeBron James and Anthony Davis need to be at its best level. The support cast needs to raise your game. J.J. Redick needs to make the right decisions in the rotation. But none of this is good if the arbitration continues to include the balance to the other side. And now I ask, do you really believe the NBA will allow Lakers to be champions this year? Because if the answer is no, then we are facing a much larger fight than just winning games. We are talking about justice, integrity, and respect for sport. And if the Lakers are even the bad luck, if no one but the crowd believes in them, then that's exactly what can make this journey even more epic. But time is running. The next match against Milwaukee Bucks can be decisive to show if this team really has what it takes to overcome all the obstacles. Does LeBron James still have gasoline in the tank to carry this team? Will Lakers get the regularity necessary to pack in the final stretch? Or will we watch another chapter of this story of injustices, where the team fights but is prevented from reaching the top? If you got here, it is because you feel this same anguish. It's because you know something is not right. But the final question is, what can we do to change that? Thanks for watching here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue receiving the next content. Now go to our playlist that will appear on the screen or in the comment with all the latest minute news and news from the backstage, highlights, last-minute controversies, all about the Los Angeles Lakers team. Until the next video.